What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we are going to be talking about another pen from Moonman, which is the funniest flippin' name in my opinion. But today we are going to be talking about the Moonman T1. Now, I wrote down this model because I got it off of Amazon, and they have long names. So it is the Moonman T1 fountain pen in the vintage brass finish. Yes, I have a Paw Patrol. My nephew calls it Rubble, so Band-Aid. So, you know, there's that. So it's the T1 fountain pen, vintage brass. It retails for $45 Canadian, $35 American, and that is essentially this. So it is essentially of course I got a Parker hair on it. I'll show you closer ups where you don't see any reflections from my lights, but it is almost identical in every way, shape, and form to a TWSBI replicant. The only difference is that the barrel of the pen does not have the facets like the cap does, and some of the TWSBI models do. So like the Diamond 580, for example, have facets along the barrel as well, and this is smooth. I imagine because it's harder to make the faceted versions, so, you know, it cuts a little bit of a cost. Not that there's a huge difference between the cost of TWSBI and the cost of this Moonman. Like I said, for Canadian prices, this is $45, and American is $35. The TWSBI is about $50 US for just the Diamond 580. None of the other crazy different models or the aluminum ones or whatever, which retails with the exchange rate to $63.91 Canadian. So it's an extra like almost $20 for Canadian pricing, almost an extra $20 for American. Who knows if that's worth it to you. I went with the vintage brass finish, which I actually quite like. As far as the pen itself goes, like I said, there is the cap, which is fairly long. You know, if I pull out a Kaweco cap, it is almost the same length as that. And the facets actually are almost the same size too. So it's a pretty long cap. It unscrews just like a TWSBI would to the grip section, which is the same brass finish. And it does have the threads that are very, very smooth, and it flares out towards the nib. Fits very comfortably in my hand. No need to post, but you can. But I don't, because it is extraordinarily back heavy if you do, because this cap weighs more than the pen itself. It is a very, very, very heavy cap. The pen does feel a little weighted towards the back. It's not perfectly balanced like a TWSBI is. I don't know exactly why. I think maybe because of the extra metal here, whereas this is a plastic portion. I think the lid is also metal, whereas this is just coated plastic. I could be mistaken because there's not really any details on the Amazon site to look, but based on my feel and the way that they weigh, that's my assumption. So it is ever so slightly back weighted, but for somebody with a little bit larger hands, you won't really notice, and it probably will feel quite nice. But for me, it is a little back weighted, exceptionally back weighted with the cap. The nib is a steel nib. It does say on the sites that I purchased it, again, Amazon, like their website reading, said fine, but it writes more like a medium, which you'll see shortly. But it's a very nice writer. A piston fill, just like a TWSBI would be, and it fits in there, no problem. So it's basically a TWSBI knockoff. And I am going to be making a video very shortly, sort of comparing the two, like, you know, side by side, head to head, whatever you want to call it. Because I think, you know, for an extra 20 bucks. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I don't know. So I'm gonna ink up both pens and take a speed through. But let's get into the writing sample, and I will show you what this Moonman T1 can do. Okay, so quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Once again, a steel Moonman nib that supposedly is fine, but certainly writes like a medium. And the ink for today is Tassia Benettucci, however you want to pronounce that. It's a beautiful brown, warm ink. This pen is pretty wet, which I quite like. The other Moonman that I have reviewed, which, let me grab super quick, I believe it was called the C1, and this is the T1. The other Moonman here basically writes the same. This one was super dry when I first got it, but it literally took like 5 seconds of just pressing a little bit hard on the nib to open up the tines, and then it wrote beautifully. This one, it was pretty much wet right out of the box, which I loved. The C1 I have done a review of already if you want to check that out. So good job there. Oh God, this cap weighs so much. There's not really any line variation to be had. It's a fairly stiff nib. But of course, anytime you press harder, you will get more ink. So you do get nice shading, which this ink lends itself well to. I don't get any hard starts or skips, which is great. It does dry out if you leave it uncapped for a few minutes, but I mean, pretty much any pen will. Reverse writing is actually fairly pleasant. It writes really well. You can certainly get a finer line, and it's not even super scratchy. Like it feels actually pretty good. So that's kind of cool. Fast writing keeps up no problem. So all in all, like this is a really solid performer. My biggest gripe with it is just that the lid is so flap and heavy. And like I said, it is a little bit heavier towards the back. So if you have very small hands, I don't think this pen is going to be right for you. But if you have slightly larger hands, then I think you will actually quite like it and find it comfortable because it's really nice to hold. While it doesn't feel as, expensive as a TWSBI would, I think this will certainly do in a pinch. It's just like I said, that cap is very heavy. So it's not a pen I'd want to just toss in the pocket and go because it has a lot of weight to it. But do I recommend it? Yeah, sure. Why not? Do I think it's worth the $45? I'd maybe wait for it to go on sale. But ultimately it impressed me. I was expecting a lot less than what I got. So all in all, not bad. I've been pleased so far with my Moonman pens, and let me know in the comment section if you also enjoy Moonman or if you don't. Don't be afraid of that comment section. Do hit that like button though if you like this video. Subscribe if you've yet to have done so. New videos come out every Monday and Friday, and the occasional Q&A on Tuesdays. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.